Oh man, a little bit of heat and a little fire in the kitchen right there, right? I mean, some furniture getting to moving around, fam. Is what it looks like. Y'all already know how we kind of try to do things around here. Try to have some facts, try to have some fun. It's always gonna be things up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings, salutations. Another episode of Fangs up here. And look, boy, it was hot in them streets last night, wasn't it? Woo! Boy, y'all Rattlers was upset. And not upset, y'all was upset. That lady had pissed y'all off. She got in my nerves too. Ain't even going front. Ooh, man, look, let's check them Twitter streets for this. It's kind of new. So let's start the show. Breaking news. I appreciate that. Retro ready, man. You ain't got to get ready when you stay ready. FAMU Director of Recruiting, deuces. He is leaving. Congratulations, Coach Riz. He is leaving Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. So you can see up here, it has been said that sometimes life comes at you fast. And I feel that wholeheartedly. As of today, I'm resigning as the football director of recruiting at Florida A&M University and accepting a position with the University of Colorado Buffaloes. I would first like to thank you, God, for keeping his hands on me and leading me in my calling. There are so many people that have helped me on this journey. I'm forever grateful. Ronnie Cottrell, Steve Mullins, Quentin Lewis, Corey Fuller, Miss Wells, Miss Davis, along with others. I will forever be indebted to you for the opportunities and guidance you gave me. Willie Simmons, words can never express the love I have for you. This journey has been one for the ages. You allowed me to be me and do me while also helping me grow into a position that I wasn't sure I qualified for. To Rattler Nation, I love y'all. Thanks for all the support and welcome me into the family. To the Rattler football team, excuse me. Y'all know how Coach Reed is rocking. I love every one of you and encourage you all to get those degrees and keep being great on purpose. As I type this message, I'm emotional, but also excited to embark on this new journey. Thanks for the opportunity, Coach Prime. I'm coming. Riz out. So that's breaking news. Y'all know we do not normally do that. But Coach Riz is out. And let's just keep it a buck. We knew that was kind of on them FAMU Twitter street committee had announced that. So kind of sucks. But if you were in the know or someone had mentioned it to you, he was supposed to go. We'll see what happens with Coach Smith and Coach Colsey. If you got the text message I got about Coach Colsey, then yeah. Hey, might have a new coach tomorrow. Might not. I won't break news unless I got data. But appreciate that. Getting retro ready. I will definitely give you the credit. But if you haven't seen, and that is as of good Lord, 21 seconds. So look, I'm definitely gonna give you credit. Retro ready. So retro ready. Appreciate that. You did put a brother on game, and I just shared it once I saw it. So again, I'm gonna give credit to him for that one, but also my girl Ty Floyd. She said it best. Be careful where y'all getting your information from, because everybody did not have a journalism degree, nor do they have journalistic integrity? Keep it a buck with you. I don't have a journalism degree. I have a history degree. So that is why I'm very slow to release stuff when I've heard it until I have facts. So history is an evidentiary based science. So while I do a podcast, I do it in the spirit of historian. So, but man, that sucked. Just lost your greatest recruiter in FAMU history. I'm going to argue there's a place in the FAMU Hall of Fame for Devin Respers, as well as Coach Willie Simmons, just for what they've done in this short amount of time. So, for one more time, for those who didn't hear, Coach Riz is out, officially going to Colorado. Man, Dion has done a number on FAMU, and he does it again. And Hitman, you're not wrong. And I told y'all, Smitty Rock dropped some breadcrumbs, so don't be surprised. We'll see. Again, he dropped breadcrumbs. So did Riz. So go back and check Riz's social the last couple of days. He definitely made a point about Rome wasn't built in a day, but it will surely be torn down in one. It's what happens. It sucks. So Hitman says, should have got a big raise for no. Yep. Agreed. You find a way to keep that kind of guy. And I pointed out, whatever he needs to be able to go forward, that's what you give him. Professionally, financially, those are the kind of people you keep. This is the real reason for some of the stuff that we have going on here. So we can add that to the notes. Because we're just gonna skip over basketball. It exists, but on today, I'm not gonna do anything more than that. So football recruiting. Look, Coach Riz, you definitely you got that one, man. So Fab, you did offer Michael Terry, 2025 recruit, 6'3", 210 pounds. Wide receiver out of San Antonio, Texas, Alamo Heights, 2025 recruit. So, yeah. Don't know what happens with that. You just lost your recruiting coordinator. Feces happens, especially when you're fooling up. I had some video ready for that, but yeah, man, I don't. Fuck that recruiting. We'll talk about them on next time. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Shoot, we gonna and Miss Williams. Hey, Miss Williams. Sorry for cussing. This is insane. It's cheaper to keep them. It would have been. And didn't have to be this way. Man, but the question is, how did we get here? I definitely appreciate Brian and Kelvin. I know. Look, Brian mentioned they want to do something a little after. Look, you already know, bro. Drop a text. We can do a little something post show. Great chance for family fans to vent, that especially now, because yeah. Oh, I forgot we're not Florida A&T State University. Look, yeah. So, in this one, you played yourself. And so, kind of took the DJ Khaled meme there and the little video. And I was like, I didn't download the video because I didn't want to fuss that by YouTube again for stealing videos. God forbid, brother uses a voiceover. But as many say, it didn't have to be this way. But it is. It's like that. And that's the way it is. And this falls on multiple levels. So, yeah, a lot of this is going to be thrown at AD Sykes. So, how does this go, though? Playing yourself 101. So, I'm going to give y'all the game on how we played ourselves. I'm not going to release information that's not been broken. I'm not going to delve into speculation. Y'all know I base myself on facts and data because I'm a historian more than I am a journalist. So first thing, Rattler boosters played themselves to a certain degree because they're too passive, but it's because they're trying to regain your trust. but they also support too many initiatives from other organizations. They support the 220 Club, they support the F Club, they support the Investing in Champions, they support the Rattler Athletic Fund. Many of those also funnel back into athletics, but you're the official fundraising branch. Like Rattler Booster's sole existence is to support athletics. So within that, how did you play yourself? Again, too passive, supported too many other groups. But you also need to push membership, but you need to also claim the positions that you have. So when it comes to this, and as Miss Williams said, we are data driven people. When it comes to Rattler Boosters, you got to show people what you're doing. I've said this before. You got to tell people about muscle milk. You got to tell people that you've literally done stuff to get hundreds of thousands of dollars into the university in a short amount of time. You also access to the athletic director that any other group has. She is in almost every one of your meetings. She's missed the last 2 meetings. She missed the meeting this week. She missed the meeting last week. Wasn't mad at her. Like, not even gonna lie. I wouldn't walk into that mill either. Now, what I would do is make sure your president sits in on some of these meetings, because up until this point, and you saying, yo, this is what we're doing. And I love how Will point out there, clear direction. You are kind of fumbling the bag. Like, the president for your major DSOs that are contributing money, not just the ones that are just DSOs to be DSOs, but the ones that are consistently the ones that are being hit. Like, in Rattler Boosters, I've never seen them tell her no. I've been volunteering for a while, and I've been paying for about a month. So I'm a booster now. Look, again, this is mine. I ain't got my name on it, but it tells you I'm a Venom level. Thank regular booster. Sorry, but appreciate that, boy. But I'm a booster. I'm also NAA. You got to build this group, because this is the fundraising branch for the athletic department. You got these great communication skills with the AD. You have really unprecedented access that other groups and other people would beg for. Like, I've been able to ask her questions in booster meetings before and relate them back to boosters. Not necessarily bring them back to the show. I don't betray her trust like that. But you have to take advantage of this. So you played yourself by really being too passive and not taking advantage of the fact that you're the group with the access, and sell that. Like, the way NAA just videoed and showed over the Zoom what you're doing, and the booster meeting is on Zoom. You got to publish what you're doing. Like, have your booster meetings, especially the ones, have them be at least live streamed. Like, it may not be something where you actually want people to participate in, because this last one, some came in, but the real people who actually care are going to come in there, give you a meeting. Meeting happens to the sunshine. It clears up a lot of things. And so just some kind of thinking and some thoughts. But that's kind of how the boosters play themselves. And some of it's just due to size. It's only like 300 some of us. We need that close to 1,000. Now, the other group, NAA, you played yourself. How? You stepped outside of what you're supposed to be. You're the National Alumni Association. You're not the National Athletic Association. So, yeah, what you're doing to help athletics, needed, warranted, great. Not really what your singular focus is. So when you're in here saying the AD is not including you in athletic meetings, in booster meetings, NAA meetings, should she? Yeah. At least you're a stakeholder. Like, your major leaders, yeah. President should be in that meeting. Again, every booster that contributes that $100 shouldn't get a say. Like, I'm sorry. I get it. I'm a booster. I'm an NAA member. But that's why we have vice presidents. We have these different chain of command to tell people what we think, and they can funnel it back to the top. And that's really how that works. And we got saved because the vote of no confidence for the coach, that was clean. You just voted no confidence in this coaching hire and that coaching hire. And sorry, bro, they just don't like you. Like, it's nothing personal, but you're not the fit for FAMU in this moment. Like, not right now. So look, JT, look, you better tell it. And even I've admitted this, bro. Like, past history of dysfunction hurt their growth. You're not wrong. Now with the NAA, yesterday's thing was big, it was powerful, but some of that was reckless speculation that was unsupported. And thank you to VP William Human, who we had on the show at the UCF basketball game, telling y'all about boosters and alumni. That brother saved us. And I believe that was our previous president, Ms. Collins, saved us because that vote of no confidence on the OBC, weak position. Because the schedule's been done. Like, that's a schedule conflict. It's clear. You can check future schedules. And if you really want to, you can actually check and see some of the contracts where you're able to see, like, FAMU has agreed to play the University of Miami at this time. FAMU is in the MEAC SWAC championship or MEAC SWAC game, whatever, at this time. You can't just break those contracts to go to the OBC without some kind of penalty. Like, it sounds good. It sounds great. But when you're not over here fact checking and you're just saying reckless stuff, you make us look real stupid, and you put us in a position where, real talk, you fire that lady over the OBC, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Like, it just is, because she's going to sit up there and point to, well, before I got here, this contract was here. I can try to move and negotiate with it, but that's sometimes also on her for giving us a weak excuse instead of just saying, look, this contract with UM was already done. We're already in the MEAC SWAC. I don't have a lot of flexibility. Like, so some of that's on her. But the other one, lack of communication, and she hasn't talked to any DSO, deaf ears, baby. You're not a member of the boosters. She goes to almost every booster meeting. Thank you, VP William Human. He saved us on that because it was a lie. And the person wasn't trying to lie. It was an emotional statement because she doesn't talk to your organization. But your organization is not the official supporter of FAMU athletics. That's Rattler Boosters. That's some part of where I'm saying you're stepping outside of what you're supposed to be. Not me flat out saying you're outside your lane, but you a right lane rider, merging to the left. Look, you need to come back over. You can come over there for a little bit, but to just stay in that left lane, it's not your true lane. Now, do athletics need you to support? Absolutely. Do you have the FAMU first thing going on? Absolutely. You dip your toe into it. But if we're gonna keep it a buck, NAA, in being like this super umbrella organization, you kind of open yourself up for this kind of stuff. And when that vote of no confidence came through, like a lot of y'all was like, okay, cool, let's go. Because I was pissed off too. Like, a lot of the reason I've been kind of quiet on social, because if you're in my private group chat, there's been a lot of cursing. Especially my group chat, my FAMU group chat, there's a lot of cursing going on. And I appreciate those guys for protecting the brother, because I've been very upset. And I even at times in there, I've been like, yeah, I just can't talk right now. I'm mad. But when you come back and look, and I was listening to the meeting, I even texted one person like, yo, that's not good. That's not a good point. That's a bad point. You can't stand on that. Now, lack of communication with NAA, valid. And really, that's the only one that's outside of no confidence in her making that coaching hire. That's really it. Like, otherwise, just say, we don't like her. we're getting rid of her because we don't like her. Like, I mean, if we're gonna keep it a buck, that's really why you're pushing for the vote of no confidence. She pissed you off, but you also don't like her. And that's cool. Because in the moment, I don't like her right now. I don't like everybody all the time. But in this moment, in this second, this is an emotional decision, and emotions drove the vote of no confidence. And they drove us away from facts, where the facts were OBC, her hand was forced. The uh, the other things, where is it? Lack of communication with NAA. That's not really your job. Granted, you giving a bunch of money, so you should be talked to. So your leadership should be involved, but you coming in. Now, some of it maybe have been, hey, lack of understanding of culture. Now, I don't know if you can stand on that kind of stuff, but that's some of the stuff. But some of the other stuff, look, I'm just gonna be real. If that's the only thing you have for vote of no confidence, you probably stuck with her. Like, it's gonna be a rough 2 years. It's gonna be kind of like the last 2 years of the Obama presidency, where you can't get nothing done. But it is what it is. Then AD Sykes, she played herself. Now in some areas, she's done great with communicating with the boosters. Like, I'm sorry, if you're not a booster, join. like like I can't tell you anything else, because when I've been in there, she's been in most of the meetings, and she's, to her credit, even going to Atlanta, she was on the phone on the way to Atlanta for the Celebration Bowl. But it kind of is what it is. Hitman, I think the lack of culture understanding is big. It is. You got to understand. Look, anybody, not this HBCU space. Like, this is very close to what you're going to get at some PWIs. But the other thing, the coaching hires. Like, what coaching hire has she made that she included stakeholders? She included the basketball team with the women's basketball coach. Was the NAA communicated with for the hiring of the basketball coach? Hell, were the boosters involved? Because guess what? The boosters are paying some of the money to help for travel expenses for the basketball coach. So now, do they sit up there and, hey, look what we did? No. But y'all mofos better start now, because I'm one. Okay, I promise you now, I operate in the shadows but so long. Like, I'll be a good quiet worker bee and not say much. But the second you start talking greasy on me, oh, hold up, baby. My daughter's old daycare one time, lady said, "You need receipts?" I pull receipts. And as Hitman said, FAMU's different. It is. And some of this in here, for the hiring of the basketball coach, y'all saw ONG, myself, heck, doggone Scotty, even though Scotty's not really a stakeholder, there's no slot, no shade towards Scotty, but you're not a booster alumni. Vaughn, like, yeah. And I'm not saying consult me, but what I'm saying is, I know all of us were definitely like, hey, here's a good list. I'm cool with the basketball coach. She made a good hire right now so far. She's been validated. Bowling coach, again, it's a non-revenue producing sport, but were your DSO leaders, not the whole organization, because she should not contact every Rattler booster or every NAA member to get something done. That's counterproductive. You got the leaders of these 3-4 organizations. You talk to them. You ask them for some money. You keep it moving. It's kind of how it goes. Seminole Boosters does the same thing. I saw somebody put up there like, you don't see FSU's doing that. It's a dumb comment because you're uninformed. Because Michael Offers only hired one football coach. He's also given him a raise. So his name is Mike Norvell. All right. So, but the communication, it does need work. Like, we get stuff a little late for the masses, but in person, AD Sykes is personable. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. So part of what bothered me is because I've never had a negative interaction with her in person. Like in person, every interaction I've had from the word go with Tiffany Dawn Sykes in person has been positive. I've never left from talking to her or complimenting her or commenting on something or even whatever and been like, man, I don't like her. It's always been positive. But the other thing is, it seems like during her tenure, we're very reactionary. Like something happens and we respond. And some of it's not her fault. Like the APR stuff, that was there before she got here. She's been working on it. She's been working to make sure the players get rings. She's been working to try to fix some of the previous ADs left for her. But in this case, in this hiring, it seemed like the rumors were validated. And I'm not going to rehash those on mine, but we've all heard them. So at this point, if you don't know, go talk to somebody, and one of the members of the street committee will tell you. But it seemed like you validated a lot of the rumors. Like you just did. And then use social media. Like she can do a little better job on social media sometimes. Like she's all right sometimes. Like the weight room thing, I honestly wasn't sweating that. But I do agree. Give me a picture where you got some fries and you sitting at your desk looking at a book like, late night meal, working for FAMU. Like, I couldn't even watch that. That her body language looks uncomfortable. Like after my show, I'm gonna watch it. And shout out to Rory Chirac, but she looks so uncomfortable. Like I'm just saying, and I'm not one of those people like, well, you know what? You don't like it? Quit. I'm not that guy. But man, she looks so uncomfortable. And you can't, you gotta imagine like all the money people pulled out, they just said stop the coaching hire until you talk to us. So even the rumor that, the interim coach is going to be named the head coach, can you do that when all the money people have still been like, nope, we're not putting a dime in? Like, what the heck? You can't be comfortable with that. Like, now y'all know how I do stuff. We provide solutions. So, solutions. How do you fix this problem? Interview the coaches that are left and make your decision. Like, the easiest way to have done this, because she could have still hired the guy from Fort Valley. I'll keep it a bean. The way it should have been done was you interview every coach that was of merit on the staff. Smitty Rock, Colsey, and then you come back and you get Billy Roll. And then you go back and get your Fort Valley guy that you want, and you say, he's got head coaching experience. That kills it all. Because then it's him and Colsey who's got the most experience, who's the most familiar with FAMU type deal. But then it's like, okay, she at least gave you an interview. But when you hear like KJ didn't get a call, this person didn't get a call, this person didn't get an interview, you're like, what the what? Like that's the stuff for me that bothered me. Like to hear it from good people that I know personally that are like, hey, can you talk to this person for me? I don't normally do this kind of stuff. And the person's like, yeah, confirms. You're like, man, I heard that, but dang, sucks. Then option 2, how do you fix it? Oh, great question, Tamara. Excuse me. What makes him so attractive? Honestly, nothing. It's the easy way you sell that is he has head coaching experience. He's got 2 years where he has had a winning season. And just like how he came out of FAMU, he just won a bowl game. That's your selling point. That's the way you should have sold that. Now, is it something that I would have bought? No. Because I'm like, he went to Grambling, you went to Grambling. We seem to have an affinity for folks that went to Grambling. I don't know about this one, but I would have rode with you because they're like, hey, at least you gave him a shot. Keep the staff together. Tell Buddy, hey, whatever you got over there, you keep that at Fort Valley. We could have already been on something else. But question is, how can Gibbs be a candidate and not Quinn Gray? Whew. Okay, so play devil's advocate. He don't need more of them, is what I heard in church one time. This is Quinn's first year as a head coach. Granted, he beat Quinn head to head, but at the same point, Albany State's cupboard wasn't left bare. So, that's where I would go with it. But Quinn did beat him head to head. Now, we said, interview the coaches that are left, make your decision, pick Bill or Cozy. At this point, that's how you save face. Third, include the heads of your DSOs and major future hires. And again, notice I said the heads. I'm not the head of Rattler Boosters. I'm just a member. If I were the head, I would want to be involved. So that way I can funnel back the conversation. Because one great thing about Selvin Cobb's not going to throw you under the bus. Really not. Sorry about that. And can we? I wish I had the recording of the booster meeting. So even in the moment of frustration, that man showed so much bias and respect for her position. Like they were, hey, let's call her. It's like, I don't think that's the way. During the meeting, and someone was going on during the meeting, borderline about to say, vote of no confidence. He stops the person in speaking before they finish letting their emotions overtake them. That showed a level of class and respect for her as a person and her position that we ain't seen a lot of. Even some of us in our private moments, man, look, I've been like Nino Brown for a week and I'm fed up too. But when I started to kind of take my emotions out of it, I also realized it's kind of her pattern. You ain't say nothing the other two times when I did it. That's like we speeding down the road. I'm going 100 miles an hour. I go down. I'm going 100 miles an hour every day. This one day you decide to throw a ticket at me because when I go 100 miles an hour in my Honda Civic, it's not a problem. But now that I'm, driving the rolls at 100 miles an hour, it's a problem. Just saying, you're inconsistent. And I'm not talking about her. She's consistent with that. She's done the same thing with every coaching hire. Now, other one, number 4, attend the NAA conference. NAA conference in Tampa, and they parroted what ONG said. Have an athletic town hall. Now, the way you have this athletic town hall, so you don't have a bunch of yahoos in there, make it a ticketed event. And I don't mean it's a free ticket. I mean, there's an additional fee. I would start at $50. Well, you can make it $100. That's, some of the fools gonna raise the $100 just to come in there. But hey, all proceeds from this goes to athletics, FAMU First Fund. I probably say the FAMU First Fund, so that way, the NAA might actually get people to go. Because if it's going to the Rattler First Fund, FAMU First Fund, bam, bump that. My money got to get funneled first. Sorry. And that's just how I feel about it. And I'm not the only one. But then ask prepared questions. Have people say, hey, submit your questions after you pay your fee. So that way you can have prepared questions. You can kind of look through the ones that are like, what happened with you and Willie Simmons? Nope. Why you didn't like Willie? Nope. You and Willie had beef? Nope. You can cite all them questions that are inflammatory, and they can be sitting up there, yeah, I dropped a good question. I gotta ask. Nah. And they can be sitting up there to the end of the meeting. You leave the meeting early. You serve food. You on a train or a bus or a plane back to Tallahassee while they are over there talking. That's where you get out of that. And then apologize and say thank you. Like there's a little bit of kiss my tail going on with this. Like one of the reasons some of these boosters have problems, we didn't get a thank you. Alumni, we didn't get a thank you. With the boosters, it wasn't as much as we didn't get a thank you. It was you keep asking us for money, but you don't include us in the process. Like I equate that to Bill Belichick, excuse me, Bill Parcells. You want me to cook the food, so you should allow me to pay groceries. Well, NAA bought the groceries. Alumni Association, boosters, F Club, they bought the groceries. You gotta give them a say. Like I'm sorry, look, I got McDonald's fries right here. Mm, mm. Guess what? I pay for them. I eat them. If I add ranch to them, I hate ranch dressing. Those are my fries. I bought them. I had barbecue sauce, ketchup. I like my fries naked. I almost had a joke there, but I let it slide. That's my business. I paid for it. Rattler boosters and the NAA, the leaders should have had a seat at the table. And it shouldn't have been the whole board because there's too many freaking people. Have the problem with the hire AD Sykes in the first place. You had a board of how many people? Too many. And some of them really shouldn't have been there. Give me a board of 5 to 6 people, include your 3 DSOs, VP, somebody from board of trustees. You keep it that way. Like you make it simple. Make it simple, make it plain, but always make money and make it transparent. Make all things operate in the sunshine. I think that's the biggest issue us and Rattler Nation are having because it feels like it didn't happen in the sunshine, but we're also watching it fall apart in front of us. It's like I equate this to when the Dallas Cowboys had Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. You're watching this and you're hearing all the rumors, everything about them having bad blood, and you're just like, man, this ain't gonna end well. Barry Switzer takes over, Cowboys win a chip. You're like, we got a shot. And then Cowboys haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. Bucks have won twice since. You saw it. We were there. Like what, a month ago? We're talking Celebration Bowl. Like, and now we're like, WTF. So JT, does the administration, he asked a question, stand on her recommendation? I don't know. How about that? Yeah, I'm at liberty to say that much. um, and as Tamara said, that's why I like look. And results only fitness. Sam Phillips, he's up there in the Atlanta metropolitan area. One of the things when we were in college together, we like solutions. I don't want to just say this is the problem. There's a solution. And I think if we can get something, if I'm AD Sykes, what I set up is a quarterly state of FAMU athletics. And I wouldn't even do something new. What I would do, Vaughn is working with Rattler Boosters. He's cool with Rattler Boosters. Hey, Vaughn, y'all hash it out. And he told you it ain't personal. It's just business. Get in the habit of every quarter having a Rattler Booster meeting and let the boosters host the state of FAMU athletics. And every quarter, they give you a quarterly bonus, quarterly breakdown of everything that is going on. And you funnel that through them. You talk to someone like Selvin Cobb like Vaughn, somebody level-headed that's going to be able to allow you to say, this is what I'm doing as the athletic director. Then the boosters get the other side of this is what we're doing as the boosters. And you get to see that the two are working together, hand in hand, and not in opposition. And so you don't get that question of what is she doing? Well, this is what she's doing. Okay. Well, what are the boosters doing? This is what they're doing. Okay. And then some of the boosters are in AA as well, almost all of them. Get someone from NAA or the F Club in there, and then have these DSOs work together for the athletics. So that way they can say, those that deal with athletics, this is your charge. You focus on your focus. We'll focus on ours. If we need to supplement, we will. But our primary focus as the NAA is this. Your primary focus as the boosters is that. And you keep the main thing, but you continuously are focused. And I think Will pointed out, and y'all know I did the mission, vision, value show, but clear direction. So again, I'm a teacher, and look, I just left the tag. And so if you're not familiar, TEG stands for the escape game. And they prize themselves on their mission, vision, and values. And literally, to deliver epic is what they're trying to do. Every game. My game is Special Ops Mystery Marketplace. That's my game. Every game, I'm trying to make it epic. I want you to win. Every time. Anytime I'm working there, that's what I'm doing. FAMU. Excellence with caring. That's your mission, vision, values. There you go. So from athletics to administration, that's your mission. Excellence. We want to be the best. Period. Full stop. However you need to get there. But we give a damn. And that's why this is such uproar. Because FAMU just experienced excellence. Excellence. Sorry. But we felt like you didn't give a damn. So you gave me excellence, but it seemed like you didn't care. I had to fix myself because I almost said you didn't give a shit. I said it anyway. But again, you got to give me excellence with the caring, because one without the other don't work at FAMU. You give me excellence, but it seems like you don't care. It's the same conversation. It's the same reason some of y'all don't give back. FAMU is an excellent university, but some of y'all feel like financial aid didn't care about you. Hello, lights. That'll preach. Sorry, look, I slip sometimes, but I still have my foundation. But that's the reason, right here, excellence. We got trophies. Like, shall I put the picture back up there? That's Florida Classic trophy, Celebration Bowl trophy. Excellence. But behind it, do you feel like that individual cares? Great question from Kelly. What's up, Kelly? Do you think she anticipated this reaction from dismantling the team? No. I don't think she saw it as dismantling the team. I think she saw it as, I'm going to take this in a new direction, and I'm going to put my vision into this, my vision of excellence. But again, your vision of excellence didn't come with what we felt was caring. I'm not going to say she didn't care. I'm not going to say she didn't give a darn or anything else. But it feels like it. And sometimes that's all that matters. Sometimes it's, how did you make me feel? I used to work at Publix. Publix was my first real job. My first job was with my dad. My dad builds cabinets. My dad's about in his 70s now. He still builds cabinets. Hadley's Cabinet Shop. That was my first job. My dad makes custom cabinets from scratch, Tallahassee, Florida. But my dad taught me work ethic. Publix showed me consistency. That was, wherever Publix you go to, it's where shopping is a pleasure. You don't care that the prices are higher because I'm getting caring and I'm getting excellence. So do I think she thought it was going to go like this? No. And how do you go from confetti to hailstones? The answer is you don't embrace the culture. Part of what we're saying is the culture was not embraced. Willie established a culture. Willie flipped the culture. You've heard none of us say Alex was a good coach. You've heard also no one say that he was a bad person. He just wasn't a good coach. Not for FAMU. Willie Simmons was a great coach for FAMU. And then he left a foundation. And the problem is, from our perspective, not saying it's being done, but it feels like you took a pickaxe or a jackhammer or some effing napalm and threw it on that foundation and was like, let's start over. I bet I can do this by myself. That's what it feels like. Not saying that's what it is. And then why blow it up? Because you can. What did they say in Batman? So some people just want to see the world burn. And in this case, I don't think it was just that she wanted to see the world burn. I think she wanted to prove that she could do it. Like, she got that chip on her shoulder. Like, I do. Hitman says, nah, I think she wanted to clean Willie Simmons' era out. Don't get me going down that rabbit hole today, bro. I got no data. I do have messages. Yeah. Willie says it's made it seem like about herself. And honestly, I like how you said feel. That's what it feels like. And whether she did or didn't, you know, and it's not because she's a woman. Like, I really want to dispel this myth that we're misogynistic. Like, I've definitely called out the misogynist. I have. We did the same to Keller Winslow, though. FAMU ran off Keller Winslow. FAMU ran off Milton Overton. FAMU runs off ADs. It's what we do. If we don't like you, we don't feel like you embrace our culture, we'll run you off as an AD, whether you're doing a good job or a bad job. FAMU is a place where it's tough. And if you don't embrace and kind of figure out how to navigate the waters, you're not going to go upstream. And in this case, behind the scenes, it seemed like she was getting a lot of it kind of going, like as far as like fixing some of the stuff. But the other stuff, like Tamara says, proving you can do it speaks to your point of excellence with caring. Like, I can do a lot of things. What's the old scripture? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It says you can do all things. They didn't say you have to. And I think within this, we feel like the wheel was being recreated when it didn't need to be. Like, it's perfectly round as it is. But now you start to see where it's getting oblong. It's getting wobbly. Coaches are leaving. Shared what? Third coach in a couple weeks gone. Like, so Hitman, all people outside of our culture, they all feel she's doing great. I've seen that quite a bit. She's doing some things right. And that's why I was not so like accusatory and accusational against her, because I wanted to make sure I showed that she did some things right. She effed up some things too, though. And that's nature of the beast. But in this case, the biggest fail was that the stakeholders have never been involved in this process, from my perspective. And I've said that with the basketball hire. And it was like, oh, it's women's basketball. And she's doing good. Coach Pressure is doing good so far, even though it's not resulting in W's and L's. She did that with the bowling coach. It's bowling. You don't care. Now she does it with the football coach. And we're coming off a SWAC championship. And it's like fire and brimstone because we just experienced greatness. Celebration Bowl was amazing. Like, a lot of y'all was sitting up there booking your trips for Atlanta. Look, I was making plans for Atlanta for next year and not for the Celebration Bowl, for the MEAC SWAC Challenge. I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to go. We're going to do this. Now, Ain't gonna lie, unless HBCU Digital like request it, I'm gonna keep my black behind home. Like it's just, and that's, and I like how Tamara says, that's from my fields perspective. Like y'all know, when I got data, I argue with data. I argue with data. I argue with facts and figures. She has missed the last two booster meetings. Fact. Stone cold fact. She asked the boosters to help pay for the basketball coaches' traveling expenses. Fact. They didn't really get a choice in who the coach was, though. Just saying. Uh, Another fact, though, since she's been there, she's paid off a bill for rings that wasn't paid by previous administrators. Like, you kind of, you get the good and the bad. And the worst of this for me was she validated some of the people who spoke ill of her. That's, to me, was the one of the most damning things, because it was like a betrayal of trust. Because it's like, yo, I vouched for you. I was like, nah, give her a chance. And then you're like, yeah, he was right. Yeah. And whether he said it being prophetic or not, for it to be something that you made come true was the worst of it. Like, that was the crazy part. To see, like, yo, don't do this. You're going left. And you're just like, YOLO. Like, dang, how do you do that hard? Like, look, just attendance. We blew it off. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean. Tam said, do you know if it's true that she spoke? I got no facts. I'll say that. The street committee has definitely mentioned things of that ilk. But y'all know, if I don't have data, I don't share it. But I got text messages and I got pictures, but I don't know how valid they are. So in good faith, I wouldn't share that, but I'm not gonna say I haven't heard it. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it would suck if it is. So, but I think the ultimate winner of this, and in this case, you won the battle. Sugar lost the war. Willie Simmons won. It's like, if we're gonna sit up here and play that game, and I don't want the WWE to get mad at me again. Willie won this. Willie won this, and Willie won it because Willie did everything that our parents taught us to do. And in the ultimate of this, man, if Willie's parents could see this, like, I think they would be so upset about how he would have been treated. But man, they'd have been proud of that guy. How classy was that? Like, in spite of everything that was said, that he could have said, the rumors flying around, he didn't feed into it. He just, Rattler Nation, this is it. Now, I will say, go back and watch that celebration. That Rattler Nation, we did it. That's a tough watch, because it sounds like I'm gone. I'm just saying, go back and watch on your ESPN app, watch ESPN. You can watch the celebration. When he says Rattler Nation, we did it. Man, that just had that, this is my last time doing this feel. And I felt that on the field. It's like, man, that didn't feel right. That wasn't like the OBC. OBC was like, I got this. I'm coming back. Florida Classic, you had a little bit of that, like, I might do this again. Swag Championship, it hit. But the Celebration Bowl, go back and rewatch that. Just a celebration when he's talking. It feels different. it's it's finality. I've done this. I've accomplished everything I can accomplish. I've done right by these people. I'm ready to move on. So, and I love how Hitman says people don't understand. We lost locals. You know how hard it is to leave home when you're successful. Yes. Yes. Home is hard to leave. If I could go back home to Tallahassee and do what I do and make what I make, I probably would. Especially if my wife wanted to. But you just lost Riz. Where Smitty was not far behind him, and Colsey was gone too. But word is we might keep Colsey. Got no facts on that. And I don't have that from any of my like normal conforming or confirmation sources that I use. That was definitely reckless, irresponsible speculation that I got from the street committee. But seems like Face is trying to be saved. Lastly, don't go to that celebration on Friday. If I'm AD Sykes, I don't go. I get a hair appointment. I find something, golfing, go to St. George Island. I don't think I would go. And that's not out of respect for Rattler Nation. It's to make sure that nothing is said to you that you react negatively to, especially at a moment where it seems like you go back and watch that Chirac interview. Just look at the first couple seconds. That is the look of a person that's not comfortable and that doesn't want to be here. And look, Hitman says she has to go. And Tamara says, were those locker room interactions after every win a point of contention? I mean, do they go back and watch them? look, Tam, you got a point because you go back and you watch them. I don't have my hat ready. A lot of Willie's over here just folding his hat, and some of the times he's doing like this. Go look at his body language. They don't look like they want to be near each other. Looks like it's, hey, let me make sure I say something, put my stamp on this. They don't look comfortable, and that's just me. But Tamara, you made a point. You're not. Look, I thought I was the only one that noticed it, and I don't always let my spidey senses come out on the show. But if you know me well, I'll tell you when my spidey senses are tingling. And yeah, you're not the only one who felt that. Even says the problem. She's not. Yeah, she did stuff too on the low, and hopefully, yeah, I would. I don't even know if there's a PR team, but let's just say this is Rattler Nation. I would encourage her to find something else to do, and it's not a like point of disrespect. It's not a middle fingers to her. It's not an FU type deal. It is definitely a, you know how Rattler Nation is. Y'all know how we are. We'll boo you. like I could lie. I could tell you the truth. When we're very emotional and emotionally invested and frustrated, we'll tell you about it. And just like if I were to say something wrong up here, you guys y'all would lambast me and be like, Keith, come on, you better than that. And JT points out, it's starving the brand. This should be a time where I can't help but buy family merch. Like this would be a time where I'm talking about who's the next quarterback. I should really be talking about this next basketball game and the men's coach, and is he gonna finally get a win? Because Leonard Hamilton got a win, so all eyes are on you over there in the Lawson Center. Like, bro, year 4, you saving this or what? And we're talking about the crumbling of what could have been a football empire. Like, you literally we literally did what Jackson State couldn't do. Beat FAMU, win the Celebration Bowl, and F it up in a year. they didn't even do it this epically. Like, I'm telling you, look, we crashed and burned, and baby, we burned that bit to the ground. Like, and now it's just like, what can we salvage? Like, is there anything to be salvaged? Because now, if you make the wrong coaching hire and it sticks, Riz is gone. What happens in the portal? And I think that's the big fear for us. Because, yeah, there's only so many schools these kids can go to. They're proven products. Tevin Griffey just committed to go to Boise State. How much time did he get as a DB versus how much time he got on special teams? You got kids, granted, it's preferred walk-on offer. His last name's Griffey. But he was going to probably log some minutes in the secondary. Like, your players aren't garbage. Like, other schools want this. Like, look, Tam said, tomorrow can go extremely left and would not be fair to the team, coach, or staff. You're right. At this point, I mean, depending on the weather, I'll probably put that mug in Lawson, had 100 there, and let Willie show up. You know, let the players show up. Don't let them talk. Just have some good times and some fond memories. Play some videos. Call it a day. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Look, in FAMU fashion, look, y'all know we brag different. And when we do stuff, we're extra. And this coaching fiasco was extra. Like, my God, how do you do that? That's amazing. For all the wrong reasons. Like, can you make this any worse? Oh, give me 5 minutes. That was literally the last 2 weeks. Like, oh, coach is leaving. We got the parts to make this. We can run this back. Not F that. I'll start over. I got buy-ins. I got this. All right. That's what it turned into. So, man. So we're gonna see. Fully expecting to hear James Colsey introduced as the new coach. Definitely wanting to see if any of the DSO people are going to be communicated with. I ain't gonna do that. Go check round one with St. Clair Moraine. We had my man from the Boost was on there, Selvin Cobb, and he had to go to a meeting to leave the call early. So you take that for what it is. How about that? I don't scoop St. Clair. That's my man's. I'm his co-host on Hallelujah 95. And Vaughn was on there too. So go check that out tomorrow. But don't be surprised if you get an announcement that there's a new coach. If you got to connect to somebody high up in the NAA, you may want to call and text them. Be like, hey, did you go to a meeting today? You in a meeting? You about to get out of a meeting? Because if so, I've heard that, might be a little decision on the new coach. And y'all said y'all ain't opening up no checkbooks if she don't meet with y'all. So convenient time to have a meeting. Just saying. But before I spread reckless, irresponsible speculation, that was speculation. But I do know there's a meeting. I don't know who's in the meeting besides that one person that I know. But again, I don't know anybody from NAA that's in it. So, but for HBCU Digital Network, this is home to her student the Black Techies, also home to the Fangs Up podcast. And look, y'all, love y'all's faith, love support, like, subscribe, tell a friend about it. And thank you, Tail, as always. It's gonna be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?